Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your love and relationship reading for the month of May. For those of you who are just now tuning in, these are generalized readings, so not everything in the reading may pertain to you. I am available to answer any questions as well as to do private readings upon request and can be reached at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. So, by the looks of things, it looks like you are in a state where you're doing a lot of introspection and reflection. You're really learning the mistakes or learning from the mistakes that you've made in the past in order not to repeat them in the future. And by doing so, you're laying out the foundation for a solid relationship to grow on. We have the Page of Bows, which has to do with the learning state that you're in right now, being open to new ideas and trying to really see things in a different light in order to grow. And again, you're in this learning state. We have the Three of Arrows here. This represents some pain that you've gone through in the past, pain that you still need to process. This is a jealousy card, so this is making me wonder if maybe in a previous relationship you've made more out of situations than needed be, that there was a jealousy factor which made you overreact and really touched on these vulnerabilities that were within. Your insecurities were really brought out. What we have covering you is, or crossing you, is the Balance card. And this has to do with you understanding and acknowledging that you have to have the good with the bad. You can't have one without the other. And you wouldn't be where you are right now in life if it wasn't for these experiences. So this has to do with, even though acknowledging that things didn't work out, you're coming from a thankful place and you're trying to see things from the light instead of dwelling on things in the dark. And when things don't really work out for us, it's really easy to concentrate on the things that really aren't working out for us anymore. The next card is the Five of Vessels, and this is an ecstasy card, and this is the foundation of the situation. This has to do with the state that you're aspiring, the state that you want, the heightened state in which you are willing to achieve, and that's why you're going through this learning phase, which is almost like a transformation that you're going through. We have the Eight of Bows, which has to do with the recent past. I think that with this relationship that you were really wanting to move forward with the next phase of your life, which you still are, but you really thought that this relationship was something that you guys could really get there and that this could have been the one. However, you let yourself get into the way of this relationship and ultimately it didn't work out. The next card is the Great Bear, which has to do with your aspirations. This has to do with rising above situations, rising above influences of the past, but also overcoming adversities and challenges that are presented to yourself in new relationships to come. The next card is the Woodward, and this represents you in the environment of the near future. Now, this could mean that there is a possible Leo that is going to be coming into your life. The Woodward is strength, but also finding pleasure and balance from the things that are around you. So this makes me think that this person is already in your life. I think that this person is somebody who has helped you through tough times in the past. This is somebody who you lean on. Now, the outcome of this situation is the Ace of Bows, and this has to do with the spark of life within, a new beginning, a new start, and it's also the Ace of Bows. So I really think that this situation with this Leo is going to really take off with the potential to be a great long-standing relationship. I think the biggest thing to remember with you is to try not to let yourself get in the way of achieving the things that you want or the relationship, the type of relationship that you aspire to have with someone. So, with that said, I am going to go ahead and move into a reading for my couples. Okay, so the first card in the spread is the mirror, and this represents what you're bringing into the relationship. I think overall, the overwhelming theme of the readings for Gemini has to do with self-acknowledgement and recognizing, your strengths and weaknesses within yourself and seeing how you can either fix or apply them to your relationship. And I think that this also has to do with acknowledging the good with the bad and that you can't have one without the other, and that we are constantly evolving and growing. And you're going to apply that to this relationship by committing yourself to it and dedicating the time that it takes to love and nurture this relationship, and really trying to be understanding, when things aren't going as well. And in return, you're hoping that, your partner will feel the same way and embellish the same sort of respect upon you. The next card is the Eight of Arrows. This indicates struggle. This is where you are now in regards to the other person. I think that you're going through some struggles, but I think that this has to do with struggles that are going on within yourself. Because when I look at the cards over here in regards to your partner seems to be in a much happier space. So I think that this has to do with issues that you're trying to fix and acknowledge within yourself. So I think that you're not necessarily completely present in this relationship, that inside you're diverted trying to concentrate on yourself, and trying to recognize again your strengths and weaknesses that we talked about within the mirror. The next card is the Shaman, and this is what you're hoping to get from this relationship. This is a step forward. You want to take a step forward with this relationship and also in regards to life, and trying to live in a heightened state, a mature state. Remember, we're always changing and growing and evolving, and you have all the pieces around you. You just haven't figured out how to use them, to utilize them, and put them together so that you can move forward. You're in a learning phase, a healing phase, just trying to keep things together. And I think that it would be really beneficial for you to reach out to your partner, by looking at your partner. He or she is at a higher state than you as far as functioning. He or she isn't going through the same sort of introspection and reflection that you're going to. He or she is in a much sound space. So the next card is the Seer, and this is what the other person is bringing into the relationship with you. Now, this is kind of interesting because you're going through all these changes, and the seer acknowledges these changes, but the seer is somebody who is very independent, as are you. But he or she doesn't really want to hold your hand and guide you. He or she likes to let you figure out things on your own. So I think that as far as communicating and working together, it's kind of a guessing game, where your partner wants you to figure out things on your own because your partner feels that's how you learn. The next card is the Balance card, and this is what your partner is getting out of this relationship. Your partner, there's the big acknowledgement, especially with Gemini, with the balance of things and the way life works, and the good and the bad, and not being able to have one without the other. But he or she thinks that you guys literally balance one another out, that you guys are kind of going hand in hand. And I think that your partner really appreciates this growing process, and also really gets a lot of enjoyment with seeing you grow as well, and in turn, growing with each other. The next card is the Five of Vessels, and this is the Ecstasy card. This is what they're hoping to experience with you. So your partner is completely present in this relationship and wanting to continue to move forward with you and to enjoy life's benefits with you. And I think he or she, again, is very supportive, but wants to, again, to kind of let you figure things out on your own. The next card is the Horse card, and this is the Knight of Stones. And the Knight of Stones represents how you see your partner. I think that a lot of times you see your partners staying very calm and collected. However, if you guys are familiar with horses, they're not always calm and collected, and sometimes will do whatever they want. You see your partner as freedom as well, and this inspires freedom within you. You guys are both very independent people, and because you guys are so independent and self-sufficient, that's part of your draw with one another, part of the connection that you guys have with one another. The next card is the Ten of Stones, and this is the home card, and this represents how your partner sees you. You hear that term, your home is where you make it. Your partner's found his or her home within you. You give your partner a sense of peace and comfort, and without you, your partner wouldn't have that. So again, I really want to touch again on the independence of you both, but then you guys coming together, with this whole, if that makes sense. The outcome is the Three of Bows, and this is the fulfillment card. Excuse me. So this is a relationship which is going to continue to grow and move forward, and a relationship that you guys are going to continue to be happy in. You just are going through a phase right now where you're doing a lot of introspection and reflection, and in turn you're doing a lot of growing as well. So I think that a reminder here is to not, revert completely, and that you are in a relationship, and to reach out and just let your partner know that you're there. And I think that your partner, again, will be very open to, leaning on you, but also giving you the respect and space to let you figure things out on your own. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. Thanks, you guys.